Something completely different. No. Sorry about the bit of interruption in between tracks. On that, there might have been a bit of a noise, but what do you expect? And now for something completely different. Before the programme, we'd like to point out that the person we're peering through the keyhole's house, well, the person anyway doesn't know that we're coming. So let's see if they're so tidy after all, as we go through the keyhole. My God! Who'd live in a tip like this? David, it's over to you. Now, as you can see, this room has not been well kept. It's a little bit messy. There's some wildlife there. And probably mold growing elsewhere. The first thing you notice about this room is the amazing number of vacuum cleaners. There's one there. One there. That's the fantastic Hoover Turbo Power Freedom Cleaner. There's one over there. This cupboard's full of cleaners. Let's take a closer look at some other things in the room. It looks like Bart Simpson and that bully Nelson. There's a magazine. Looks like a games console magazine and a Bart Simpson mug. A Hoover carrier bag? And what's this? Another vacuum cleaner. A lot of videotapes, obviously in dire need of sorting out. Yogi Bear, another Bart Simpson. A pocket TV. Obviously a very gadget-mad person. Look, even a satellite receiver with the sky viewing card. Eurythmics there. Enya there. Who'd live in a tip like this, if you ask me? He wants a bloody good snack. Dirty clothing, magazines strewn all over the place, socks. My word! Who'd live in a tip like this? David, it's over to you. Well, where the bloody hell is he? I don't care if he's mad about TVAM, he was only on Sundays. Oh, I'll have to fade this out and... Right, I'm going out of character now. Hello? Hello, I'm in here. Hang on. Whoops. Can you see me? Whoops. I'll turn that off. Right, a bit darker. Hello. I'll turn it on again. Absolute disgusting mess. Well, I'm afraid this is the real me. This is what my bedroom's like. No, actually, it is a bit worse than normal. Yes, it is a little bit worse. There's some nice pictures there. Anyway, and now for something different. Whoops, wrong button. See you later. You know, there's nothing I like better than going up to my room,
joystick in hand, and giving those baddies a real battering. That's what I needed, a power-up. Now the game I'm playing at the moment is Super Mario World, and this is not a game you'd find on a Sega console. Whoops. This is a game you'd find on the Super Nintendo. Whoops, the daisy nearly got killed. Which I've just bought. And I've just lost my power. I've got another power up now, that's okay. Now this is, yes, as I said, Super Mario World I'm playing. And up till about a few weeks ago, I would have never considered getting a Super Nintendo. I thought they were crap. And the thing that changed my mind was seeing a Simpsons game on a television programme, and I was very impressed by it. Whoops-a-daisy. The bit I saw involved Bart Simpson being chased by lots of vacuum cleaners. So, as you can imagine... Whoops-a-daisy, I'm dead. So as you can imagine, that took my fancy. So, I treated myself this month to a Super Nintendo. Anyway, this segment of the game, I'll just pause it, there we are. This segment of the video is Game Zone, and I'll be showing you my Mega Drive and the many games I've got for that, plus my new Super Nintendo. I've only got one game for that at the moment, but I have ordered Bart's Nightmare, which is the game featuring the runaway vacuum cleaners. Right, I'll just take you through the hardware. No, I won't. Let's just go straight into the software. Right, I'm playing Super Mario World at the moment, so here's a little snippet for you to see. And you'll appreciate, on this one, the graphics are pretty naff. When I first saw it, I thought, that is crap. But the main thing about this game is the playability and the fun. So it doesn't really matter that the graphics are a bit basic. The game itself is very big and very enjoyable. So here's a little snippet of Super Mario World on the Super NES. The game I'm playing at the moment, or trying to, is Bart versus the Space Mutants on the Mega Drive. I've just been zapped. The object of the first level is to spray paint all the objects that are pink, or get rid of them as any way you can, to prevent the Space Mutants from making some sort of machine to destroy the Earth. And along the way you come across people, and you use your X-ray specs to see if they're mutants or not, and if they're mutants, you jump on their heads, and that's a mutant. Then they turn back into their true form. And if you collect enough Space Mutants, you have a member of the family at the end of the level to help you beat the end of level Guardian, and on this first level it's Maggie. And along the way there are shops to go in and buy things like cherry bombs and rockets, spanners, whistles, magnets and things, and you find they're useful later on in the levels, because after the first level is the second level, of course, naturally, which is the shopping mall, and I keep dying in some wet cement, so I've not managed to complete the second level of this game. It's very, very, very difficult. Anyway, here's a quick snippet of it for you to see yourself. This is Bart versus the Space Mutants on the Sega Megadrive.
Eat my shorts, man.
This game we have for you on the Mega Drive again is Streets of Rage 2, and this is probably the best beat 'em up you can get for the Mega Drive. Quite an expensive game, sells for $59.99, but it has 16 megabits of memory, whatever that means, whereas most games have 8 megabits, so it's supposed to be very good. Now, you've got 4 characters to choose from. I will choose my character. The good thing about this sort of game is you can play 2 players at the same time, so one of you can be one character and the other can be another character, and you can play it 2 ways. You can either play it together, cooperating with each other, but it's just as fun to beat up your opponent as well. And there's even a duel option, which enables you to just fight each other without going through all the levels. You can just sort of beat each other up, which is quite good. Anyway, I'm one player, so I'll press 1 player option, and now I've got 4 people to choose from, so I'll choose the big fat black one, Max. He's quite slow, but he's very strong, and this is the first level. There's an array of different moves you can use to defeat the baddies. When you press button A, that's your special attack move, and that will get rid of most of the baddies on screen, but you lose some of your energy. Probably the best character in this, I've just been thrown, is the woman Blaze, because she's the fastest and the most agile. Max is a bit slow, so if you played the game with Max all the time, it would take a long time, I think. Anyway, here's a closer look for you at the first level of Streets of Rage 2. Right, I'm sure I'd have to tell you who this little chap is, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now this game I'm going to show you now is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is far, far too easy. I almost completed the whole thing sort of in the first week, and I haven't really gone back to it because it's, well, it's very overrated in my opinion. Right, anyway, with this game you can choose a 2-player mode. Let me see, because one of you can play Sonic and one of you can play the Fox Tails. It's very similar, whoops, to Sonic 1 as well. The graphics are a bit bigger, but really there's not a lot of difference. I mean, I'll be able to whiz through this first level quite easily. Right, let's go back for that spring. One good thing I like about this is you can rev up and really take off at high speed. I should be near the end of the level now. It's an extra life. So that's the first level done, easy. Anyway, here's a closer look for you. I'll be showing you a bit of the other levels, a bit of the later levels, plus the special stage where you can pick up the Chaos Emeralds. So here it comes, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Sega Megadrive. With that, I'm sure you had that on fast forward most of the time. I showed you most of Sonic 2 actually. There's only a couple of levels that you didn't get a chance to see. Anyway, up next is World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. The great thing about this is it's a simultaneous two-player game. Of course I'm the only one here at the moment, so it's a one-player game. Although it's quite easy. More suitable for the younger children. Right, you take control of either Mickey or Donald. I'm not sure what the point of the game is actually, but you've got a magic cape to get rid of your enemies. And basically you've just got to go through and escape from the world of illusion. The best thing about this, as I said, is the two-player mode. Because in two-player, you help each other out. Donald's a bit fatter than Mickey, so Mickey pulls Donald through the narrower gaps. And also, if one of them falls down a hole, the other can lower a rope for them. To, oh dear. Not doing very well. Lower a rope to, enable the other one to get up. Anyway, here's a quick snippet of World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Right, turn it down. After all that dashing about, what better than having a nice relaxing game of golf? Now this is possible without going out in the pouring rain or cold. It is possible to have a nice round of golf in your armchair with the help of the Megadrive. Now, this is PGA Tour Golf. There is a PGA Tour Golf 2, which is supposed to be better. But anyway, this is quite a good game. You can play up to 4 players, or just on your own against the Megadrive. I just select a tournament, 1 player. I'm human. I'm an old player, so it should have my name in, and it does. I've chosen the wrong name, so I will cancel that and go back into... Oops. Hang on. Right, I'm having a tournament. Yes. 1 player, human, old. Right. That's okay. And now just choose a course. There are four courses to choose from. It's just going through all the scores. Right, I'm up first. Now, even if you don't know anything about golf, which I don't, it's quite a fun game. I've just completely mucked up that shot. Anyway, here's a close look for you. Excuse the appalling colour trousers, I didn't choose them. So here we are, quick snippet of golf on the Sega Megadrive again. Right, it's quite... Now what's the date? I don't know. It's about the 22nd of May. It's a Sunday. And it's quite a long time since I last recorded anything else. I've been looking back at this tape and there's a lot of old stuff on it because I just haven't got around to finishing it. But I am near completion, you'll be glad to hear. So the bit where I've done the Turbo Master service tips, I won't be surprised if yours has fallen to bits by now and you need a new one, but anyway, that's another story. Don't know how much more tape I've got left, probably about an hour. This behind me, I don't know if I've... my room's probably a bit different to how it was when I last videoed it. I'll just adjust the microphone. Behind me here is my collection of videos, and I'll take you through them if you like. Well, the whole top shelf, anyway, is carry-on films. I think I've only got about 2 or 3 to get, and then I've got the whole series. The next, I've got 3 of a kind, Citizen Smith. I think you bought me that one, Sue, Citizen Smith. A couple of Are You Being Served? A couple of Smith and Jones. A bit of Fry and Laurie. A couple of Red Dwarf. Steptoe and Son. Steptoe and Son Ride Again. Man About the House. Dick Emery. Girls on Top. Birds of a Feather. Who Dares Wins. That's not the SAS film, it's the Channel 4 satirical comedy show. Then there's Victoria Wood as seen on TV, more Victoria Wood as seen on TV, and my latest, and possibly the greatest, just out on BBC Video, is the omnibus edition of Acorn Antiques. Well, we have been economising, and this is Acorn Antiques, so what do you think I've been making the coffee out of? I give in. Antiques! Mrs. O, Mrs. O. Oh, Mrs. O, can't you see we're busy? I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't help myself. Anyway, this is great, 67 minutes. Not too long, but it's got every single Acorn Antiques episode on it, plus the making of Acorn Antiques. That is a classic not to be missed, and I got that for $8.99. Normally retails at $10.99, but WH Smith's have an offer on all BBC videos. Following that, we have 6 tapes of The Simpsons. There's 2 more that I haven't got, but I've got them anyway, but I still want them on pre-recorded. Next I have mainly all my films, starting with Airplane, and now for something completely different. Baby Boom, Beaches with, what's her name, Bette Midler. Ghost, No Sex Please, We're British. Nuns on the Run, Overboard, Pretty Woman. Couple of Police Academy ones. Point Break, Roxanne. The Supergrass, which is a comic strip one. The Sound of Music. The Tall Guy. One of you bought me that, either you or Mandy, I'm not sure which. 3 Men and a Little Lady. Twins, that's another one that one of you bought. French and Saunders Live, which is not very good, but it was mid-priced. The comic strip 5 Go Mad in Dorset. Hysteria, which was another cheap one. And a classic Coronation Street video. And then on the bottom shelf are mainly the ones I want to keep hidden away. There's the Herbs, the Flintstones, Hector's House. What else? Can't see. And a few music videos as well. Well, that's my video collection for you. That's my pre-recorded. I have about 150 of other tapes in my wardrobe that I've recorded off the telly or off satellite. Right, let's just switch that off. Ugh. Now, yeah, as I said, the Super Nintendo is good. I'm quite pleased, because most people, if you buy any of these computer magazines, if you buy the Sega ones, they're always rubbishing Nintendo, and Nintendo always rubbishing Sega. And then some people have written in saying, oh, I've got a Super Nintendo and a Mega Drive, and I think, what's the point? But now I know what the point is. You've got the biggest choice of games. And actually, the Super Nintendo machine itself is a lot better made than the Mega Drive. It's heavier, and it's got a few little features on it which the Mega Drive doesn't have, which are really good. Here it is anyway. There's a really good feature. Now, I don't know about your machine, but you're not supposed to take cartridges out if it's plugged in or if it's on. This one has a lock, so when you switch the power on, a little lock comes in and stops you from removing the cartridge. And another good thing is it has an eject button. I'll just put it down there, which releases the cartridge. Instead of having to sort of really jiggle about with it with the Sega ones, it ejects it. But that eject button won't work if the power's on, and also if the power switch is on, it won't let you put the cartridge in. And as I said, I think it's neater. You know, it's a nice little thing, that. And also the controller, it's smaller, which is good because it's easier to control, and it has extra buttons on. It has 2 here, and all in all, I'm eating my words now, because it's very good. But as I said, I've only got one game. I've only had it a couple of days. I've only got one game for it so far, but I think my trouble is with the Sega. I've got so many games that I can't complete. I'm never going to complete them. I think what I'll do with the Nintendo is try and complete them before I buy a new game, and then well, it'll last me a lot longer. Right, let me try and think. What shall we do next? I know what we'll do next. No, I'm having second thoughts now. Right, well, I'm sure you still think of Dougal and everything, but I think it'll be easier for you now. I don't know if you've got another dog yet or whatever, but I want to show you Lucy, who's, well, I was going to say a replacement for Solo, but no, no dog can replace Solo, and there'll be never, ever be another Solo for me. Because she, well, I just loved her, you know. Anyway, Lucy is a little scamp, as you will see. She's still weeing everywhere, so the Hoover Aquamaster is downstairs and my mum uses it constantly to suck up the wee. Apart from that, she's a cute, lovable little thing. So I'll put the camera on my shoulder. I'm not sure how messy the living room is at the moment, so you'll have to take us as you find us, and we'll search out little Lucy and her other doggy friends.